Hello, I am preparing these videos according to IM's scores. There may be changes in the scores. Which is your rank? You can write in the comments. Thank you. Number 10. Legend. The true story of London's most notorious gangsters, twins Reggie and Ronnie Cray. As the brothers rise through the criminal underworld, Ronnie advances the family business with violence and intimidation, while Reggie struggles to go legitimate for local girl Frances Shay. In and out of prison, Ronnie's unpredictable tendencies and the slow disintegration of Reggie's marriage threaten to bring the brothers' empire tumbling to the ground. Number 9. The Drop. Follows lonely bartender Bob Suganovsky through a covert scheme of funneling cash to local gangsters' money drops in the underworld of Brooklyn bars. Under the heavy hand of his employer and cousin Marv, Bob finds himself at the center of a robbery gone awry and entwined in an investigation that digs deeply into the neighborhood's past, where friends, families, and FOs all work together to make a living no matter the cost. Number 8. Bronson. In 1974, a hot-headed 19-year-old named Michael Peterson decided he wanted to make a name for himself, and so, with a homemade sawn-off shotgun and a head full of dreams, he attempted to rob a post office, swiftly apprehended and originally sentenced to 7 years in jail. Peterson has subsequently been behind bars for 34 years, 30 of which have been spent in solitary confinement. During that time, Michael Peterson, the boy, faded away, and Charles Bronson, his superstar alter ego, took center stage. Inside the mind of Bronson, a scathing indictment of celebrity culture. Number 7. Locke. Leaving the construction site on the eve of a major project, construction manager Ivan Locke receives news that sends him driving the 2 hours from Birmingham to London, but even further from the life he once knew, making the decision that he has to make. He then calls his wife, his sons, his co-workers and boss, telling them the secret that he is bearing and trying to keep his job and family intact. But even more importantly, he will have to face himself and the choices he has made. Number 6. Lawless. In 1931, in Franklin County, Virginia, Forrest Bondurant is a legend as a mortal after surviving the war. Together with his brothers Howard and the coward Jack, the Bondurant family has a distillery and bootlegging business. When the corrupt district attorney Mason Wardell arrives in Franklin with the unscrupulous special deputy Charles Rakes, the Bondurant family refuses to pay the required bribe to the authorities. Rakes pursues the brothers and unsuccessfully tries to find their distillery. Meanwhile, Forrest hires the waitress Maggie, a woman with a hidden past in Chicago, and they fall in love with each other. Jack courts the preacher's daughter Bertha Minix and deals a great load of alcoholic liquor with the powerful gangster Floyd Banner. Jack shows off in Franklin, attracting the attention of Rakes that finds the location of their distillery. When he kills the crippled Cricket Pete, the locals join forces to face the corrupt authorities. Number 5. Dunkirk. May or June 1940, 400,000 British and French soldiers are holed up in the French port town of Dunkirk. The only way out is via sea, and the Germans have air superiority, bombing the British soldiers and ships without much opposition. The situation looks dire, and, in desperation, Britain sends civilian boats in addition to its hard-pressed navy to try to evacuate the beleaguered forces. This is that story, seen through the eyes of a soldier amongst those trapped forces. 2 Royal Air Force fighter pilots, and a group of civilians on their boat, part of the evacuation fleet. Number 4. The Revenant. While exploring uncharted wilderness in 1823, legendary frontiersman Hugh Glass sustains injuries from a brutal bear attack. When his hunting team leaves him for dead, Glass must utilize his survival skills to find a way back home while avoiding natives on their own hunt. Grief-stricken and fueled by vengeance, Glass treks through the wintry terrain to track down John Fitzgerald, the former confidant who betrayed and abandoned him. Number 3. Mad Max. Fury Road. An apocalyptic story set in the furthest reaches of our planet, in a stark desert landscape where humanity is broken and almost everyone is crazed, fighting for the necessities of life. Within this world exist 2 rebels on the run who just might be able to restore order. There's Max, a man of action and a man of few words, who seeks peace of mind following the loss of his wife and child, in the aftermath of the chaos, and Furiosa, a woman of action and a woman who believes her path to survival may be achieved if she can make it across the desert back to her childhood homeland. Number 2. Warrior. Two brothers face the fight of a lifetime and the wreckage of their broken family within the brutal, high-stakes world of mixed martial arts MMA fighting in Lionsgate's action or drama. Warrior, a former Marine, haunted by a tragic past, Tommy Reardon returns to his hometown of Pittsburgh and enlists his father, a recovered alcoholic and his former coach, to train him for an MMA tournament awarding the biggest purse in the history of the sport, as Tommy blazes a violent path towards the title prize. His brother, Brendan, a former MMA fighter, unable to make ends meet as a public school teacher, returns to the amateur ring to provide for his family. Even though years have passed, recriminations and past betrayals keep Brendan bitterly estranged from both Tommy and his father. But when Brendan's unlikely rise as an underdog sets him on a collision course with Tommy, the two brothers must finally confront the forces that tore them apart, all the while waging the most intense, winner-takes-all battle of their lives. Number 1. The Dark Knight Rises. Despite his tarnished reputation after the events of The Dark Knight 2008, in which he took the rap for dense crimes, Batman feels compelled to intervene to assist the city and its police force, which is struggling to cope with Bane's plans to destroy the city.